Hello and welcome to Property Box News. I'm Simon Evison. Coming up, I'll be looking at rental figures in Scotland and the rise in the amount of renters who accept they will never buy a home of their own. First, we've been working on some new content on Property Box, and coming soon is our first new programme called Project Property. In the first show, I'll follow two investors in Portsmouth and their transformation of a rundown terraced house into a 5-bed HMO. Click subscribe below to get notifications of its release. We are also on the lookout for another project to follow. If you would like to be involved in the next programme and have a new property that you're about to renovate, then drop us a line below in the comments section. Also, look out for Property Box Face to Face, another new programme in which I interview industry specialists to get their views and opinions on property investment today. Now, rents in Scotland have fallen annually as a slowdown in the rate of growth in some markets pushed annual national growth into the red in the final quarter of last year. This from the latest CityLets report. The figures reveal that the average monthly rent was down 0.9% on the year to stand at £739 on average in quarter 4, which is below the UK average. Now, alarm bells need not start ringing for Scottish investors because these figures are skewed by the continued downward trend in Aberdeen, while the rents across the rest of Scotland, especially across the central belt, have remained on the up. Edinburgh has seen a 3.6% growth, Glasgow 3.9% and Dundee improving year on year by 4.7%. Also in Scotland, private landlords have received more than £2 billion in housing benefit over the past 5 years, new figures show. According to the fresh data from Scottish Labour, on average a quarter of all housing benefits have gone to private landlords since 2011 and 2012. Labour said the figures underlined the SNP's failure to tackle the housing crisis and called for greater investment in Scotland's private rented sector. The data has also prompted Mid-Scotland and Fife MSP Alex Rowley to call for action from the Scottish Government. He said, "I have been calling on the government for some time to address what is evidently a housing crisis spiralling out of control across Scotland. Aside from the fact that 25% of housing benefits is going to private landlords, the average private rented sector rent has rocketed by 14% since 2010, despite this last year's slowdown." Rowley believes that significantly more homes need to be built to help address the problem, and that was why he had been calling for a national house build plan. In response, the Scottish Government has defended its track record on housing delivery. A spokesperson said, "We have an excellent track record on housing and are committed to achieving sustainable long-term solutions to address housing issues. We exceeded our target of delivering 30,000 affordable homes by 10%, and our bold, ambitious More Homes Scotland approach will build on that achievement." He went on to say, "We have committed to investing over £3 billion to deliver at least 50,000 affordable homes over the next 5 years, and by ending Right to Buy, we are protecting up to 15,000 social homes and safeguarding this stock for future generations." In two recent polls, more than half of renters surveyed do not believe they will ever be able to afford to buy their own home. With property prices continuing to increase in some parts of the country, raising a deposit is often seen as the biggest barrier to getting a foot on the housing ladder. According to the Deposit Protection Scheme survey, 62% indicated that they do not expect to own a property within the next year, and the research carried out by property investment consultancy Knight Knox found that less than a quarter, that's 23% of renters, are currently saving for a deposit. Both polls indicate clearly that long-term renting is becoming an acceptance among many. Andy Phillips, commercial director at Knight Knox, said, "With rising house prices and stagnant salaries, it appears that many people currently renting have come to terms with the idea that they'll never own a home and now accept renting as a viable option in the long term." Julian Foster, managing director of the DPS, had a slightly different take on the situation. He said renting is a vital part of the housing sector and a significant proportion of the population choose to be tenants as it better suits their life plan or lifestyles. In support of the DPS findings, 61% of the participants from the Knight Knox poll said they were content to rent, citing reasons such as renting suiting their lifestyle and not wanting to be tied to one property or a lengthy mortgage contract. Whichever poll you look at, it seems renting is here to stay. And that's all from me this week. Thanks for watching. Join me next time. Goodbye. A lengthy mortgage contract. A lengthy mortgage contract. A lengthy mortgage contract. Bugger you. Bugger, bugger, bugger. No, I'm still going down at the end.